Hi everyone, this is Nikki again, and you're watching the crypto market update. It is July 14, 2022. Thank you for watching. And we're always going to do Thursday updates in the market. Every 2:15 p.m., roughly, we'll be discussing the Philippine markets. And then around 3 p.m., we'll be discussing crypto markets. Let's go dive into the biggest cryptocurrencies out there and how the trades are doing. Let's take a look at that. BTC USD. Okay, so Bitcoin has been falling as expected. So far, 69,000. It's now trading at 19,000 areas. You can see that from the monthly chart, the large downticks continue to be the primary downtrend. No? So you still have a lot of those selling pressure. Minority supports can be seen. Let's take a look at the dailies here. You have a minor support still hovering here at about 18,000 area. However, we showed that this bearishness continues primarily and until today, because the Philippines and the world is actually grappling with high interest rates, you may actually see the people actually stay in the dollar to collect an interest rate rather than to stay in trading and stock markets and crypto markets where they earn nothing. So the biggest risk really is that with a strong dollar, all the assets hide in the dollar. And unfortunately for Bitcoin, because it is against the dollar, of course, if the dollar is very strong, that means that Bitcoin can continue going down. How low could Bitcoin theoretically fall? We have estimated that the drops would be several levels. There could be a minor supports here at about 16,000, and then there could be a lot of supports here at about 12,000. So just to clarify, Bitcoin continues to be in a downtrend. Nonetheless, we remain ideally objective here that we think that this is just a normal correction. However, this correction might last for years, no? Usually because Bitcoin can fall, let's assume that it does fall already to 16,000 or 12,000. We don't assume that it will go back up easily. There should be a lot of time where it will consolidate first before resuming back up. So you should see a lot of building bases around here at these levels, similar to what happened here in 2019 areas where it built a base in 2018 from about $4,200 all the way here to about 5,000 area. And that took a year. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 6 months, 8 months. So we don't really need you to rush into buying into these cryptocurrencies, not yet, even if we believe that it will eventually go back up. Now, what would be the trigger for Bitcoin dollar to go down? In case you're asking, what's the catalyst for 20,000 areas Bitcoin to go down to about 12,000? Your big catalyst for the downside is actually the correlated NASDAQ index. We have been seeing that the NASDAQ is currently going down with a lot of macroeconomic forces being the reason why it continues to fall. NASDAQ, of course, is primarily led by your big tech. And when we say big tech, we're going to have earnings next week from Tesla's, Amazon's. July 19, you've got Netflix. July 20, you've got Tesla. Around July 9, 27 to 26, 28, you've got Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. So all of these are likely to report downgrades and talk about how inflation has been limiting spending of people, such that the path to resistance, the path of least resistance for your index, unfortunately, is still on the downside. So if you see that all of these stocks in Nasdaq or your top 5, top 10, all showing downgrades or lowering their forecast or their earnings per share, or lowering their sales numbers, then that disappointment can result to a breakdown here of 11,000 near Nasdaq and potentially retest this 9,500 arena. Now, a 20% decline in Nasdaq, has it been proven to really show that a drop in risk assets in the stock market can actually make Bitcoin fall down? And the answer is yes. You could see that the top of NASDAQ here of about 16,800, 17,000 was around November when the US started to raise rates. And you could see that that was also the topping signs of your Bitcoin here at about November area and December area, and hasn't reversed anytime soon. This means that the only way for Bitcoin to actually reverse to the upside is a number of things. Number one, for the rate hikes to end. But the rate hikes can never end if inflation continues to spiral, which actually was the case scenario last night. You could see that US inflation still quickened to 9%, amping up the Fed pressure to go big. So if the Fed is gonna be raising rates on July and September, and there is no let up for the next 3 months to continue raising rates, assume that higher interest rates could continue to further pummel down your Bitcoin and your Nasdaq, suggesting those downsides to continue. Now, we have seen, as I said, a lot of companies sometimes go under when Bitcoin drops below 9,000 or below 12,000. And those miners are usually your BTC miners. So Riot, Mara, all of these companies have gone down massively. You could see that Riot blockchain went from something like in the realm of near 70s, above 70s, towards today at about $3, $4. Take note though that during the primary bear market, when Bitcoin was trading at about 4,000, 5,000, Riot blockchain actually just traded at $1. So if you're asking, is there continuously downside for Bitcoin miners? The answer is yes, there still are a lot of Bitcoin miners that could get pummeled down. And that's also true for your Coinbase. That's also true for your Silvergate. That's also true for your MicroStrategy, which continues to still be in a primary downtrend. So Coinbase here at about $53 does have a downside target of about $25 to $30. Why will it stop at $25 to $30? Number one, we don't see it trading below cash per share. So the cash per share of Coinbase is about $30. So that would be a potential support for Coinbase. And of course, the overall trajectory that Coinbase will not lose all of their clients within an instant. Just because the cryptocurrency is tumbling doesn't mean that Coinbase has lost all of their consumers. Coinbase has lost all their customers who are, of course, trading cryptocurrencies. In my view, cryptocurrencies are trading vehicles which you can make money from the long side and the short side. And the primary trend today continues to be on the downtrend. So if you're going to trade this, then you have to be on the short side still. MicroStrategy is still in the short side here. After rallying from 130s to about 220s here, we took a position to short MicroStrategy with the view that it could break this 130 area and even fall further to new lows. So the main point is that if people believe that MicroStrategy's value today rests on their 100,000 plus Bitcoin holdings, then the valuation of MicroStrategy would go down south when Bitcoin falls down and gets a mark-to-market loss, no, or an unrealized profit to become lower and lower. As MicroStrategy today still boasts that they are still profitable by more than $1 billion. So that profit of $1 billion can become unrealized paper gain, which will trigger MicroStrategy to continue falling down. And that has been the scenario really for most of these cryptocurrency entities with no support seen yet, as supports of crypto is really dependent on macroeconomy. We say that the dollar printing era is over, and if the dollar is going to be strong, then it actually affects cryptocurrencies and gold in general. This is why the strong dollar, of course, has been very negative towards gold. You could see that gold USD has gone down from 2000s to about 1.7. Unfortunately, just like Bitcoin, we actually expect gold to also continuously pummel down, as in the 2008 era when actually in the 2008 era when the dollar was very strong, gold also fell down, no? So actually the safe haven aspect of gold will be a question mark, no, here. There was actually a time when gold here fell from about 1,000 to about 700. Here, there was a 30% correction. And then only when the market printed money in 2009, that's only the time when gold actually went from 700 to 2,000, or just like a normal stock market asset. So actually, in an era where you have quantitative tightening and the dollar is not going to be printed, you've got inflation to avert, I'd say that the gold and the USD actually are in a decline. The USD continues to reign and rule, and that means that this is still a downtrend, just like Bitcoin. We see gold going hovering maybe 1.6 or even 1.5 or 1.4. So I don't see a catalyst so far for the dollar to stop declining. For the dollar to stop rising, except if the worldwide governments raise their rates significantly ahead than the USA, which is what the Philippine government just did today. Hindi pa I shocked, sorry. I thought that I was able to share my screen. Sorry guys. Yes. Thank you for the question. Yes, this is your gold, no? So your gold is actually, I'm showing you that gold is actually in a double top, just like Bitcoin. Gold and the Bitcoin are actually both working on the negative side whenever dollar is very, very strong. We actually saw gold in 2008 crisis here actually fall down from about 1,000 to about 700, no? Usually people think that gold is a safe haven, but sometimes actually dollar is a better safe haven than gold. So yeah, so it seems as if gold can actually even fall further towards 1.6 if you just if you expect the dollar to continually climb. So mahina ang gold. That implies a lot of things. With gold declining, Bitcoin dollar declining, Ethereum also, of course, is expected to continually decline. So far, no, the reason lang, in my view, why it has been steadily staying here is because the world is wanting to wait for the earnings before they sell off Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's really a matter of earnings timeline. So let me just show to you my Twitter account for those who want to know the timeline of events. A large risk is looming for us come earnings. Earnings is starting July. Let me show to you what we're doing. So you can see in all of our accounts and our screenshots that we are massively shorting the market. We've got shorts on Tesla, shorts on the index, shorts on Novavax, shorts of Enphase, SunPower. We see actually material risk next week as Netflix reports numbers. Let's take a look at these earnings season to watch out for. Tesla July 20, Netflix July 19, your Nvidias and your semiconductors are actually reporting on August, and AMD July 26, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, they're all reporting July 25 to 28, coinciding with the Fed meetings on July 26 and 27. If you want me to guess and pinpoint the exact risk of the market, it will happen, in my view, actually starting July 15, this Friday. That is tomorrow. Because tonight, you already have the banks reporting. Tonight, labas na yung mga banks Morgan Stanley, Bank of America. And then July 15, tomorrow, you have further options expiry date. A lower likelihood for NASDAQ, that's about 80 to 90% probability, with very high inflation, means that there is no magic bullet for crypto to survive. No matter if you tell me that people are building a lot in blockchains, there's a lot of Web3 development. I think that what usually is happening is just a cycle. There's no problem with that. For the cryptocurrency fans, all that I can tell you is you don't need to deploy money. Your cash can really buy a lot of cryptos very soon at a cheaper price. And it takes time to really recover. So if you're bullish on crypto, all that you need to do is research, find a really great blockchain. If you believe that Solana and Binance is gonna build a future for the Web 3.0, for that metaverse, for those play to earn games, there's nothing wrong with that. But give them time, as right now, the stocks can fall 70, 50%, or 90% below the peak, and or even 95% at times. And it's up to you to actually make your fortunes first on the downside before on the upside. and really, the path of least resistance is on the sell side. Of course, crypto can be very volatile. It can even rally to 25,000 in case the earnings of Tesla, Amazon actually surprise to the upside. So I'm not saying na you have to be very short the market. You just have to be trading small, if ever. But if you're gonna trade small, make the exposure mostly on the short side. And that's what we've been doing. We're not just talking about it, we are doing it. So we've been short MicroStrategy since 500, 600, 700. And even at 220, we continue to still remain short. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. I am happy to share ideas with you guys every week. So this is going to be just short and sweet, as I don't think that there's really a lot of data to discuss. It's nice to read about news in crypto markets, but at the same time, I think that it's really the macro economy that dictates where cryptocurrency goes. No, until your inflation and interest rates stop going up, you will not see the bottom in crypto. So, yun. Thank you very much and see you again next week. Bye bye.